What up? What up? What up, world? How's everybody doing tonight? I'm here just going to be doing a quick little live stream with you guys and, going over how to create your own draft board. So let's start off. First, you set up your grid. In this case, look, you know what? Let me go through a couple things. Ooh, we got them boys in here. What's going on, them boys? Thanks for showing up. I appreciate it. So let's set up. First, let me talk about a couple things going on with the network tonight. We got another Superflex mock to get into the mock of champions. Everyone catch that. Same thing as always. It's going to be at 10:30 p.m. Eastern, 7:30 Pacific. So get on that if you're in the channel. Definitely check it out. Other than that, we got prizes from that. So we got third place, top three. So third place will get a spot in our best ball league for a chance to get $50, which is fantastic. Second place, you get some swag and a best ball entry as well. And our first place, you get $25 plus a raffle into our, a ticket into our raffle for the listener league, as well as the best ball. So you have a lot of chances to win, and good luck to everybody that does that. Tonight we're going to be doing how to create a draft board for your league. This is incredibly helpful for anybody that's looking to do keeper leagues. It's even good just for regular redraft if you like to keep track of that and see, with your league how to do it. One way to do this, and the way to do this best, is by using Google Sheets. This is just a great way to share it with your whole league. They don't have to be in the same room. You can do it as an offline draft. This is just, a way to make it a little bit more, a little easier for your league so that everyone can see it from anywhere. And it doesn't have to matter where you are. You don't have to use the big platforms like Yahoo and all that. This is just a way to do it yourself and make it a little more fun. So as you can see, I've already kind of set up a draft board for you. I picked out my grid. This is what we do for our league. It's a 10-team league. We have 18 rounds. So basically, you just need to make your grid one row bigger than what you're looking for. So if you have 18 rounds, you should be doing a box that's 19 by 10, 19 by 11, just so that you can get the round in teams in there. So what I'm going to show you guys first is how to kind of interchange these to make it work for your advantage for all your teams. First, you want to go and create a new sheet. So I would go to add sheet and then go to list options and then just name all the teams here. You don't have to use team 1, 2, 3, all that. You can use any names you want, but you put them all here. You go back to your draft board, and then you would select right across from B4 to K4. From there, you're going to basically go to format. You're going to go to conditional formatting. And as you can see, I've already kind of done everything right here for you. You just want to make sure that everything is selected correctly so that you have all the right, colors, fonts, all that stuff. I'm going to change this one because it looks like one of the other ones. Oop, I picked the wrong one. Hold on one sec. Oop, looks like that one too. I guess I got all the colors. So we're going to change that so that it looks the way that we want it. You want to make sure that it says text is exactly, just because you want to make sure that that's perfect. Then you go to done. Now to make it so that you can basically select any team from anywhere, you're going to go to data validation. You're going to go to right there, data, and then data validation. You're going to click this little button here in the criteria, and then you're going to select again from B4 to K4, and you're going to hit OK. Now from here, it's going to ask you to show drop down list and cell. You're definitely going to want to do that. It's just a way for you, to help you see everything. And then you're going to hit save. That makes no sense. It should save. Let me remove, and we'll try again. Of course, computers are never fun. Okay. Well, of course, it's failing when I need it most. But basically, all you should be able to do is go to data validation. You should be able to select what you want to use, and it should work without a problem. I don't understand why it's not working for me when I need it. They can intersect. I removed all validations before we started. So I don't understand why it's not letting me do it. Hold on one sec and let me try to clear everything for you. So I apologize. Sorry about that. How's everyone doing? Doing all right then, boys? I haven't seen you in a while. Everything going all right for you? Hopefully I didn't lose you. Yeah, I don't understand why it's not letting me do it. I don't understand why. It usually does. But let me show you guys a little something so that you guys can have an idea of what it looks like. Um, Give me 1 second to bring it up for you. Thanks, Ant. I appreciate that. Technical difficulties, right? Always happens somewhere. Um, Even the best laid plans don't always work. So this is a draft board that I had with my league. So basically, what it does is it makes it so that you can select any name that you want here. Normally, this should work. I don't understand what's going on. Oh, you were in the boonies and out of cell service. Okay, that's all right. Now you're back in the land of the living, and we can get you back out there, and you can start doing some mocks. Hopefully, you're in the mock tonight. If not, got a couple more this week. You can definitely do. So yeah, this is basically so that you can, make it so you can change up your names and change up everything so you don't have to consistently just do it on the fly. You have everybody available to you. So that's why it's usually really good to do that. And once again, I'm surprised it's not letting me do it. I've done this a bunch of times and it hasn't failed me, but it's failing me today. So yes, we gotta love technology. I'm gonna give it one more whirl. Okay, good, good. I'm glad you're in the one on Wednesday. That's good. Um, Let me try it one more time. If it doesn't work for me for whatever reason, I'll just skip it and we'll move on to the next part of how to do this. That makes no sense. Oh, that's why. I should be. Let's take that out. Maybe it's that. I apologize, guys. Usually this works without a problem. So definitely do it this way. If it doesn't do this, get in touch with me and we'll figure it out from there. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to basically do the same thing we did up here, but we're going to be making it so that you can be able to see your players right here on the draft board without having to go through a ton of trouble of typing every name there is. So, first, what we're going to do is we're going to go to probably most people's favorite site beyond our own, which is getrighff.com. Um, but otherwise, oop, I think I shared the wrong screen. I apologize. We're going to go to Fantasy Pros. And from Fantasy Pros, what we're going to do is you're going to go to NFL, you're going to go to draft rankings. Now, the only reason why I'm telling you to do this is because it just gives you more options to go from. Um, in this case, you don't really care about who is where and what. You just really need the names. So what you're going to do is you're going to click the export button right here. And all that's going to do is bring up this little button so that you can download that particular sheet. Now, I have it up on another screen. My computer is a little bit different. And I also don't have, I didn't buy, the Microsoft Office. So I have all the names right here. And so basically what you're going to do is you're going to click the C column You're going to copy. Of course we do. We have it on our site. You can definitely go through it through there, but we do rank every player available on Fantasy Pros. So we have it on our particular website as well to get those particular players. But this is the best way to go through to export those players for you to use. So we're going to go to copy, and then from there you're going to go back to Google Sheets, and you're going to go to your list options tab. Now, from your list options tab, you can go anywhere you want. It doesn't really matter. You just click wherever, you paste, and you'll have all the players' names here. You can delete that. You don't need that player name. So from here, it's just like what we were doing before. We're going to highlight this whole area, and from there, you're going to go to data. You're going to go to data validation. From there, you're going to select data range, and you're going to just be selecting this whole thing again, and you're going to hit OK, and then you're going to save. The selected ranges cannot be understood. I don't understand why it's doing this. I apologize, everybody. I've done this with 10 different mocks before we even started. I made sure that it was available to go. I cleared everything, made sure that everything was ready for you guys, and I don't understand why it's not doing what I'm asking it to. But essentially, that's what you would end up doing. You would just hit format data validation, um, and it should make it so that you have no issues at all. I'm like I said, I'm a little stumped on why it's currently not working for me. I guess it knew I was doing my first live stream on my own and decided to hate me. So I'm just going to try one more time to see what I can get. Then you're going to go to list options. You're going to select C. Oh, that's why. The person running this damn thing and I can't even get it right. All right. So we're going to go back to the beginning of the teams. You're going to select the teams. You're going to hit data validation. Data validation again. You're going to go to list options. From there, you're going to copy or you're going to highlight teams 1 through 10. You're going to hit teams 1 through 10. You're going to hit this. You're going to hit save. Now it's going to work. Sorry about that, guys. It's been a long day. So from here, you're going to be able to select any team that you want and move them into that spot, and you're all good to go. You can do that for all the teams. I already kind of did it for you. So from here, we're going to go back to data validation. Oh, we're going to highlight the whole thing, get everything going. We're going to go to list options just so that we know where to go next. We're going to go to data validation, select the data range. Now we're going to go back to list options, just select the whole column. It's just the easiest way to do it. Makes it so that if you have to add players again, you can add them to the bottom of the list and it will just take it from there. I suggest one of two things. Either taking these players out and putting in new sheets new players every year, or adding to the sheet that you currently have and just adding it to the bottom. I strongly suggest possibly doing new sheets every year and exporting them from Fantasy Pros. It just might be a lot more accurate for you. If you're going to use IDP players, I would also suggest doing it from each column. They have defensive line, linebacker, and defensive back. I would take from each one of those compared to just doing the IDP flex. You want to make sure you have everybody. So that's the best way I can tell you to do it. Do the same thing you did here, just copy and paste and bring it around. Thanks, Dust. I appreciate the support, bro. From here, you basically just hit OK. Same thing. We save. Make sure you can have the drop-down options. And then as you can see, you get this little tab right here. Makes it a little bit easier. So then you have all your players right here. that you can just pick up and have. Now, I will tell you that there's a way to put, you know, RB or wide receiver or whatever you want to put next to it. That's a little bit more complicated. That's something that you can reach out to me privately on my sleeper handle, which is MHERR23. And just you can ask me that question there. It's a little bit more complicated. I have it for my league setup. It's just, it just works with what I did. And I have a little formula that I found that I can use it for. So from here, yeah, it's all good, brother. You didn't miss much. I finally got everything perfect. So thankfully, I got everything back on track, and I know what I'm doing now. Yeah, don't have a lot of, don't have a lot of. I don't have Twitter, so yeah, we got to get me on there at one point. I've been waiting slowly. So after you did that, it just makes it so that you can do things like find your guy real quick. You can just type in one letter and you can find or a few, a few letters, and you're able to get to the player that you want. So, um, nice and easy, very simple to do. For keepers, here's something that I really suggest everyone doing. So, like what we did before with the conditional formatting, we're going to go from B5 and we're going to go to K22. We're going to highlight that. We're going to go to format, conditional formatting. And as you can see, I have a bunch of players listed here. It just made it easier so that I didn't have to, do it while I'm doing this at the same time. But we basically have guys like I have George Kittle, Miles Gaskin, Calvin Ridley, Nick Chubb. So basically, what it does is one, it shows that that's your keeper. If you have all your teams looking like this and they all have their own particular colors, there's a reason for that, and I'll show you why in a minute. But for now, the reason why we have it this way is so if you select George Kittle, when you get to this particular pick and this, if it's that team's particular keeper, hey, it's done, move on. So that's one reason why I did that, and one reason why I thought it would work. Just pick something out of the ordinary. You don't have to go with gray and red. I go with gray and red. You can go with black and red. You just make it a color that stands out compared to a lot of others, just so that for a fact, but make it uniformly all your keepers, just so that it's easier for you to view when you're doing your draft. See, so to skip these ones, and then you can go from there. Now, the reason why I said before the coloring up here is so important. The reason why is because of a lot of leagues like to trade their draft picks. My league is one of those leagues that loves to trade, and they love doing draft picks for players. So one reason why we have it that way is so that we can take, if I wanted to have team 7 trade with team 3, a 4th for a 7th or something like that. Don't ever do that. Basically, you would just take whatever color team 7 is. So hold on, there we go. Or no. Wow, I'm really colorblind. So let's try to find that color. There we go. So we have the color here for team 7, and then team 3. There we go. So once you have those colors put into place, you now know that this pick is team 7, this pick is team 3, and it's just an easy way to go about it. Even when you type in the player, it shouldn't really it shouldn't mess anything up, and you should have everything the way that you had it before. And it will just mean when you're going to put this in your whatever platform you're using, Sleeper, Yahoo, ESPN, NFL, CBS, whatever you guys are using, it just makes it so that you can identify, oh, this is his pick, and go from there. So that's why I really suggest making sure you have this, the way that you want it, and then you're able to go about it. Because if you didn't see what I had on my last draft board, which I'm going to bring up again to show you guys. Um, this is one we did a few years ago. I think 2 years ago. Oh, 2009. Um, but as you can see, it makes it a little bit easier, especially if you have a lot of these trades in the beginning. You're able to see when you're doing this. Uh, this team had three first round picks, and you're able to kind of figure this out. The red team had two, things like that. So it just makes things a lot easier for you to be able to um, manage and make it so that you can actually follow this. And sometimes it's fun to just to look, check back and see how you did. It's also just so I use it for my league to share ahead of time. So recently, I just updated all of our keepers that we have to have in about a week before we have our draft. And since that's the case, I can put all the keepers in and all the spots are ready to go. And literally all I have to do is walk in. Now we determine our draft a year in advance, so, a year prior. So for me, we will do whatever we're doing. We have our draft on Saturday. So we would do something on Saturday or, shortly after to determine what our draft order will be for next year. And we do that so that we can have the board set up and we're not wasting time doing all that. So, but the keepers really make it so that you can see everything, and this works great that way. Another thing that you can do is what as well, you can highlight A4 right here. You can view, go to freeze, and then you can do up to current row 4, and then do the same thing and current column A. And what that does is keeps your team up at the top, and it keeps you know, it keeps your players over there so that you can see the whole board. It makes it a little easier for everybody to view it. Um, if you have a group that is using this, if you decide to, and you end up going about it where you share this with your league during the draft that someone can't make or whatever, basically what you would be doing is going to share and you would just make them available to view it. You can either you can it's up to you on how you feel about it on restricting the settings, but basically if the person doesn't have Google, it might be a little easier for you to make it so that they can just view the link, and then they'll be able to see this and they can see it in real time as you go. They'll be able to see it if you're doing something like this, and they'll be able to see each draft pick as you go, and it's all in real time. So you'll be able to see if you get something like this where it's a little cut off. You can do highlight the whole thing and kind of spread it out a little bit, but sometimes that happens and you don't always want that. You just got to adjust a little bit to work for each player. But this will get you through to, all the way to the end. Some names are a little longer than others. Let me see if I can find the one. No, there's another one that makes this go a little bit longer. Where is he? Ah, there he is. So someone like MVS, you might have to spread it out a little bit just so that people can see it. Um, but like I said, it happens once in a while. I tend to make my player picks a little bit more bold. You can easily just select the whole thing and just make everybody a little bit bigger and bold. All that does is just, I know it's a little out of control, but you're able to at least see the names. It might not take on your TV and stuff. It might be a little bit um, small, but you'll be able to move things around and stuff as you go. You can change the view and make it smaller. I just made it a little bigger for you guys for today. But you can definitely change the view so that everyone can see it. There's many different ways. That's what makes this so great, is that it's so multifaceted that you can make it work for any type of league, any type of situation that you're in, and you can just customize it as you go, and make it easy. Like I said, you don't have to choose these colors either. You can choose any color that works for your league, your league name, anything like that. So if you guys have any questions about how to do this, if you guys want to learn more about it, like I said, reach out to me on my sleeper handle. Like I said, it's MHERR23. So reach out to me anytime that you want. Um, but otherwise, thank you for viewing. I really appreciate you guys being here. Them boys, Anthony, thanks for the support. I really do appreciate it. But that's how you make a draft board. This is very simple, easy way for everybody to do this, and it really can be fun and makes it easier for those who can't be at your offline drafts. I know a lot of people hate doing online drafts because of the auto draft and all that stuff. This offline drafting makes it a lot easier for you to be able to kind of have a little bit more control of what you do. So yeah, no problem then, boys. Anytime. You can always I mean, I talk to you a lot anyway, so definitely reach out to me if you ever have, any issues. Um and yeah. So thanks for coming out, everybody. I really appreciate you giving your time to watch this. I'm sorry for the technical difficulties. Like I said, it's been a long week. It's only Monday. Ooh. Enjoy the show tonight. Guys will be on at 10 p.m. Pacific and 1 a.m. Eastern. I won't be able to make it. A little late for me, but I'm going to definitely try to be there next week. I really want to be there for our final show, for the mock of champions. So I really want to be there for the results and, be there to speak my mind on what's going, what I felt about my picks and all that stuff. So I'm really excited for that. I want to say good luck to everybody in their leagues. I know everyone has their drafts coming up. Mine's on Saturday. So good luck. Please continue to like and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you guys are checking us out and preparing yourselves this week for for your leagues. I'm doing that right now. Probably going to be doing that as soon as I get off here. But please keep watching the show. Enjoy. And I guess we'll talk to you soon. Everyone have a great night.